Hello guys, what's up everyone? Welcome to another TFT video on my channel where we turn rookies into challenger. So yesterday, patch 13.6 dropped out and we had a lot of changes. So in this video we will go through all buffs, nerfs, meta shifts. So let's get started. So Familly REROLL comp is now one of the best comps in this meta after buffing Draven, Powder, Vander. So the board is stable on stage 3. So after rerolling on 3-1, the board should be strong to win rounds, and that way you can slow roll and hit everything on 4-1. After that you can just cap with Gangplank, Vi. You can even play emissary units on mid game. And the biggest change, in my opinion, is now you can buy anomaly for Draven. That way you don't roll deep for violet anomaly, and you can use all the gold to push levels, to cap more, to add, for example, 6-speed fighter, or maybe you can add echo, stuff like that. Okay. For augments, I think Worth the Wait is one of the best augments right now, because if you hit one of those units, you can just go for this comp. And even if you don't hit, there is still a lot of good units. For example, Amumu after the buff is a good unit, especially in stage 3. Irelia, if you have good AP item, you can play around Lux, Morgana, Vex, Zyra, etc. And even if you low roll, for example, if you have AD items and you hit Lux, you can just consider this augment as an icon augment and sell the copies that the augment gives you. Also, I think branching out is also good with this comp. If you hit Family Emblem or Pitfighter Emblem, that way you can play for the win condition of hitting another emblem, and also any augment that help reroll, for example, no scout, no pivot, one for all, etc. Or maybe reroll augments like Pandora Bench is really good. So yeah, I think consider holding Draven, Powder, Violet, and Darius on stage 1. That way you can play around this comp, and I think it will be really contested on this patch. So always make sure to scout to not be contested. Okay. So for the 2-cost meta, Urgot and Renata were dominating in the last patches, but in this patch Urgot got nerfed, and also they nerfed Unleash the Beast. So I think Urgot is harder to play now. I don't think it's worth it to go for Urgot carry anymore. Also, they nerfed Singed and Renata, so this comp is not broken now, I would say. But with the changes of Cambaron, so now when you play for Cambaron, you get 50 stack per loss. So I think if you have a good AP item and Cambaron opener, I think maybe it's worth to play the comp, because for every 2 losses, you can cash out 100, and let's take a look at 100 cash out. You can get Renata plus Singed, you can get Renata, you can get Singed 2, and you can get champion duplicator. So if you have a Cambaron opener, you can cash out multiple times, which makes it easier to hit those units. So after hitting Renata 3, you will have more gold to try to go level 8, try to go level 9 and cap your board around 6 Visionary, Heimer and Malzahar. For the 2-cost buffs, Watcher trade got buffed in this patch. Also, they changed Sniper. So now Zeri deals more damage to frontline units. Also, Vander got buffed. So I think now this comp is the best 2-cost comp right now. So basically you play 4 Watcher and 2 Sniper on level 6. You can roll for Zeri, Vander, Vladimir 3. And later you can cap around 6 Watcher on level 8. You can also drop Maddie for Twitch or Caitlyn. I think the best augments in this comp are Shop Glitch, Too Much Value, and Starry Night, and also Pandora Bench. So any augment that helps you hit your carries. And keep in mind, you need Guinzo Gunblade for this comp. Probably the third best item is Guinzo, but any AD items works. The same concept for this board. Tristana with Sentinel frontline. So basically the same. You play Sentinel frontline, Tristana plus Israel. You play 4 Sentinel on level 6, and on level 8 you can add Loris and Ilawi, or maybe Rumble if you hit an early Rumble. And yeah, the same augments works for this comp. So for the 4 cost comps, I think Twitch Carry is considered one of the best comps right now in this meta. After buffing his experiment bonus, and also they buffed Nunu, so even if you don't hit Mundo 2, you can play Nunu as your main tank, okay? And your board should be stable on stage 4 to try to go level 9 and cap your board. So I think this is the board on level 8. And later on the game you can just drop Maddie for Caitlyn, and you have another unit to play on level 9, so maybe you can play Jace, or maybe you can play Mordekaiser, or any 6 cost comps. So yeah, I think Twitch Carry is so good right now, so try it out. So in the previous patches, Silco and Dominators were struggling, but since they received the buff in the previous patch, in the 13.5 patch, and also this patch, Cassiopeia, Blitz, and Silco got a really big buff. I think this board is playable in this meta. So what I saw players trying to do is trying to reroll Cassiopeia and Blitz, but I think it's not worth it, because in this meta there is no 3 cost comps playable right now. So trying to reroll Cassiopeia and Blitz when you are the only player going for 3 cost, it's not good, because it's harder to hit since all 3 cost units are in the pool. So what I suggest is to play around Cassiopeia and Blitz on stage 4, and after, when you hit Silco 2, Mundo 2, you can swap items to them, and that should be safer, you know. And on level 9, I think now it's worth to play 6 Dominators, so I think you can drop Nunu and play Ziggs plus Mordekaiser, and I think this board is good. Unless you hit like Mel, Warwick, or Victor, you can drop like Ziggs plus Blitz, I think. Academy Sentinel comp was doing pretty good in the last patch after buffing Heimer, and for this patch he's also pretty good. At Köln LAN he had really good stats, so make sure always at the start of the game to check Academy items. There is a lot of combinations, so there is a lot of good ones. So yeah, and also if you hit an early Jace while playing this comp, think about pivoting to this board. For example, if you hit an early Jace, you can try to go for this variation. You play around Jace 1, you put AD item on Jace, you put tank item on Garen or Elise, and you put the AP item on Swain, and the board should be stable with the Jace 1. So yeah, and another comp, of course, Nocturne, with those items, like if you hit Fish Bonus, Sniper Focus, or RFC, think about playing Nocturne. Is pretty good. I think this board is averaging on the 2s with one of those items. And the last comp is Smitch Reroll. I think after the Cambaran buff, I think Smitch Reroll is a good comp right now, because if you make it to 200 breakpoint or 300, you can get a smidge pair on 200 or lesser shimmer duplicator, or if you make it to 300, you can get smidge 2 from this cash out, smidge 2 from this cash out, or you can cash out this, which is pretty good, like good item for smidge, and also it gives you CV gap. So yeah, I think if you have a Kimbaran opener, think about rolling smidge if you have good AD items. I think that's it for this patch. I made a lot of guides on tactor.com, so make sure to check it out. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like, and comment. See you in the next video. Bye bye.